Fritz fragrance.
Ah, the fragrance of Fritz.
Yeah, I'm so fragrant.
Welcome back to Podcast the Hero.
Fucking knew it. I said it.
It's getting to the point where it's like, we just gotta fucking talk about something until one of us is saying something kind of stupid, and then
yep.
That's how it always fragrant.
It's great.
But yeah, welcome back to Podcast the Hero. What a cool time it is, man.
It is a cool time. It's a wonderful time to be alive.
It is a wonderful time to be alive.
It's 1,000,000 degrees in America.
Is it 1,000,000?
Sure.
I don't know how Fahrenheit works, but I believe it gets to 1,000,000.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it probably
I don't think
goes
there's
there.
an upper limit.
No. And it's probably just like shortly after 100.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, in Celsius, if you get to 100, everybody's melted.
Yeah, that's right. We did.
This episode is brought to you by Waterloo, the premier water park in San Dimas, California.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Kitchener-Waterloo. Or possibly the place where Napoleon got his penis.
He didn't get his penis anything.
Oh, no, he didn't get his penis anything?
No. It was the Battle of Waterloo.
Right, where Napoleon got his penis cut off.
Yes. Waterloo, and that's the whole reason why they named the waterslide park Waterloo, so that when Napoleon comes in and they take him to the waterslide park, he has a whole bunch of fun.
Yeah, and they slip his little dick off.
In Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
I had heard, is it in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Yeah.
The water park?
Waterloo.
I'm a Bogus Journey guy, so.
I like Bogus Journey as well.
Yeah, they're both.
It has Primus at the beginning.
Is that true?
Yeah, the Battle of the Bands.
I like it less now.
Oh, you don't like Primus?
No, I don't know Primus.
Well, you should learn to love them.
Okay.
You would make High Tops very happy.
Well, I am horny for High Tops.
Yep.
So, what was I going to say?
I don't know. I threw you completely off. And
I know what it was.
Anything.
Napoleon's dick. Well, first of all, let's say that we're here to talk about Heretics and Killers today, but I want to talk about Napoleon's dick. It's propaganda, right? They started this rumor that his dick was itsy bitsy, and that he was itsy bitsy and itsy bitsy, because they made him want to seem like an inferior general. But he was truthfully just a little under average height, and his dick, that's his business. Mind your business.
I didn't hear the rumor that he has a small penis.
Oh, you didn't hear that?
No.
They used to say it was on display in the Smithsonian, in the Dixonian. Knock, knock.
It's not really there.
No.
What is there? Whose penis is it then?
Rasputin's.
Rasputin's penis?
And it's huge.
Is it? They have his actual penis?
Well, that's another myth.
Does anybody actually have anybody's penis?
I have my penis.
I don't think so.
No, actually, last Friday, a doctor took my penis from me.
That's what I heard.
I you know what? I will be candid regarding my vasectomy last Friday. I am in quite a bit of pain.
Still?
Yeah.
It's been a week.
Yeah. Well, I did receive a swift blow to the penis.
Did you?
Yesterday.
No.
Yeah, my son Houston kicked me right in the fucking balls.
You did not heed Nuno's advice.
I know.
By not getting punched in the dick.
Yeah.
When you got a vasectomy.
He explicitly said, do not get hit in the dick after a vasectomy, and I went out and I did it anyway. But no, yeah, it hurts. I think everyone's experience is fairly unique. A lot of the people that I know were like, oh, one day just like chilling and watching movies. I am a week removed. It feels like I have been kicked in the balls and I'm just getting over that pain, but it's reached a fucking point where it's just not getting any better. You know what I mean? Like, I'm stuck at like a 2 or 3 on the ball pain threshold, and it's just steady.
That's the way it's going to be for the rest of your life.
That'd be cool.
2 or 3 on the ball pain scale forever.
Like, it hurts to laugh, and I like it.
I was watching a video on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it was somebody darning some socks.
Oh, hell yeah.
With like a little old tool, like this little thing, and it like goes through and grabs the individual threads, and they do
like a
this
little
thing.
hook.
And yeah, but it's got like little flippies, and it's a very sophisticated piece of equipment. And when I first watched it, I was like, oh, this person is practicing vasectomies.
Yeah.
Because it looked like they were going to pull
That's
the
what they
thing
do,
out,
man.
and they were going to do a little snip.
Yeah.
I thought it was like trying to be suggestive of something, and then it turns out it's just a channel dedicated to darning socks.
What motherfucker this day and age is darning socks and not just getting new ones?
Trad
You know
wives.
what? Who?
Trad wives.
Trad wives. I have no idea what that means, but I believe that means traditional wives.
Yes.
I know exactly what it means.
Yes, you do.
Okay. We're here to talk about heretics and killers and a little bit of vasectomies.
That's right. That's what we're here to talk about.
So we're here to talk about the song from the fucking 2005 release. Can you say what?
Well, I was going to say, can I say what I think the song is?
You say Kikuchi.
No, I didn't.
You know who that is?
No. Kikuchi?
That's a pitcher for the Blue Jays. His name's You Say Kikuchi. That's a fun thing to say.
That is not a real name.
Yeah.
Is he the guy that said, like in that interview?
No, it's Kawasaki.
Oh.
It is, though. I know what you're going to say.
You know the interview I'm talking about, right?
Hell yeah. It's Kawasaki.
Okay. Can we talk about... Let's talk about Kazaya. That's what people want us to talk about.
Yeah.
We picked Heretics and Killers. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't say we. I should say I.
Yes.
I picked it because I asked you what your favorite song was.
Yep.
On this record. And then I asked you what your least favorite song was on this record.
But technically you said you hate Blindfolds Aside, right? And I went, yeah.
Yeah, because you always hate that song.
Yeah.
As long as I've known you, people ask you, what song do you hate the most? And you say
my own
Blindfolds.
catalog.
Yeah.
Of someone else's catalog? I don't know, probably that ba 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 ba. True by Spandau Ballet.
Oh, really?
No,
That song's
hates
great.
that song. It's incredible.
That song's amazing. The song I probably hate the most is the blue song.
I'm blue.
Yeah.
Eiffel 65. The artist.
I do not care for that song. It makes me
Why?
nuts. I don't know.
It's a good song.
Yeah. So then I asked you. So you told me. I assumed your least favorite song.
Yeah.
I asked you your favorite song, and then I said, "What is your middleist song?"
Yes.
And you gave me two.
Did I?
Yes. And I picked this one.
This is a delightful song. I like this song.
It's the middleist one to you.
But it's the middleist for sure. You know, like there are more middle songs that I would probably go like, meh, meh. Right? Like Shumar's The Skin of Gods. I like it.
That was the other one, but I picked this one.
Yeah. Maybe you know?
Yeah.
Whatever one that one is. Divine Suicide of K. Yeah.
Yes. So that's why we're talking about this.
Yeah.
That's how important it is.
And this song is very important to our career.
Well, you made a music video for it.
Yeah.
And you don't make music videos for songs that are not important.
And you know what? Like this, I think this song is what, if you could say we broke in the United States, is what essentially broke us into the United States, because despite the fact that Blindfolds came first, it didn't get play on any American television because of the guns in it, which is delightfully ironic.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, don't fucking take our guns away, but don't you show them to us.
Yeah.
Don't you dare wave them around in our faces on the television where you can't kill us with them.
That's right.
So a lot of the American audience that appreciates or appreciated our music saw us for the very first time as the Wizard of Oz's Flying Monkeys.
We're going to get to that.
Okay.
But I want to talk about the song itself.
Sure.
And where it fits into the record.
Okay, it starts out, it goes, this morning there's no rods or staffs.
What?
Did I research the wrong song?
I don't know. That's not what I meant. When I said where it fits into the record.
Oh, okay.
The record has 3 parts.
Yes, and each of those, technically it has 4 parts.
Well, the last one is its own part, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But so that there's the part that is the priest part.
The priest?
There's the part that's the executioner, right?
The guard, yes.
And then there's the part that's Keziah.
Yes, sir.
And then there's the last part, which is the commentary.
Conclusion. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Sort of brings the RF's opinion into play and the band's involvement in the story.
Yeah. So this song comes from the priest's section.
Mm-hmm.
Priests creep me the fuck out.
Priests are very creepy.
I had a priest once sit next to me at a 4th of July party.
Mm-hmm.
Out on a deck in somebody's backyard. Just came up to me out of nowhere. I was sitting by myself enjoying a beer. He sat down next to me, and I turned and I looked at him, and he said, "What's your name?" In a very high voice.
Was he Castrati?
I suspect. Maybe. It was very unsettling. I did not want to talk to that man.
You did, though.
I mean, I was polite.
He said, "Hi, I'm old Fritz McGillicuddy."
I said, "Hi. What's that? Oh, you need me to bring you things. Very well." And I got up and brought somebody something that they didn't want.
I think that priest probably recognized that you got nice little sucking lips.
Ugh.
And you got a deep, tight, sucking mouth.
Oh, my God.
It'd be funnier if it didn't happen all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying you've sucked off a bunch of priests. Maybe you have. I don't know.
I'm
not trying to kink shame you.
That is my thing.
I love fucking sucking on a priest dink.
It's not about the sucking part. It's about the corrupting of a holy person.
Yeah.
That really gets me off.
Swallowing the Holy Spirit.
Yeah. Yep. This priest in this song is having a moment of doubt in himself and his faith.
Mm-hmm.
But it's too late for him.
It is too late for him, isn't it? And it just, he's devoted his life to it. No matter what he believes.
Yeah.
He still has to do his duty to the Lord.
I think the purpose of churches or any institution in general is the consolidation of power and holding power over people, whether that's the government or church or whatever. It's control.
Mm-hmm. My neighbor said to me the other day, "They're trying to control us." I was like, "Yeah, they're the government. It's their job. They're governing us."
That's the whole purpose of existing, right? I find it very odd that at a certain point, there were two, let's take in Europe, for example, in the Middle Ages-ish times.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right?
Let's get dirty.
You had governments that were basically, kings, right? They wield the power over their country. But then there was this other separate government that everybody also was like, we'll do what this guy says, he's our king, but we also do what this guy says, and he's the Pope.
Yeah.
And it was just I feel like they were like the cranberries of power. They just get in all the other stuff. Like the Catholic Church was just like, oh, you want to rule your country? Well, we're going to rule it with you. You want to we're going to do that with you. We are going to be everywhere you are.
Now, when you say cranberries, I shed a single tear for Sinead O'Connor.
Oh, that was really sad. She has nothing to do with that band, but...
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
I know she doesn't. But another Irish kind of folky...
But she also ripped up that picture of the Pope on Saturday Night Live.
Hell yeah. Sinead O'Connor's fucking super relevant to what we're talking about.
Exactly.
And she did.
Yeah, sad.
It's sad.
It is
But
sad.
when I don't know what to do, I laugh and make jokes about it. And so is the singer of the Cranberries.
The singer of the Cranberries is dead?
Oh, yeah.
No.
She died just a little while ago.
I don't believe
In Canada, nonetheless. And they say it was Canada that killed her. Look it up.
Doris O'Riordan? Dolores O'Riordan? I think you're making that joke. Dolores O'Riordan. No, she died in 2018.
See? What? I said see?
What?
I know.
I gotta scroll down to the death section.
Scary thing is, all Irish women died recently.
All of them? The whole...
Everyone I've ever heard of.
Every Irish woman you've ever heard of?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Jeez. There's a lot of sections.
I know. She was important.
47.
Oh, that's too young.
She ruled that she died as a result of accidental drowning in a bath when she was drunk.
Yeah.
That's
Very
sad.
Irish.
Very Irish, too.
Is that?
I think so. Or Scottish.
That's
One
a
of the
cool.
two.
That's a cool thing to say.
I think.
That's how all Irish people die.
Mm-hmm.
Drunk in a bath. Are we being insensitive?
If you think about it, though.
Are we being?
If you think about it, wouldn't that be kind of the way you want to go?
No, that'd be terrifying.
Not like horrible, painful cancer. Just falling asleep in a bathtub and never waking up.
Yeah, that'd be pretty tight.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants to die
And,
from
like,
horrible
drunk, too.
cancer or Alzheimer's disease.
You know how I least want to die? Like stuck in a little hole or something like that.
Right?
You know, like diving down to a bottom of a lake and getting your wrist stuck between some rocks and being like, oh no.
Oh, drowning. Drowning is like conscious drowning? Bad.
Yeah, yeah. Or even worse, like you're going spelunking.
Oh, you seen that video of that guy's like cave diving or whatever and he gets stuck?
Yeah.
That's too scary. Do you want to hear something really scary?
Yeah.
My uncle died while scuba diving.
Okay.
He got trapped in a underwater cave. He got stuck.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
That's so scary.
It was like 20 years ago. Yeah.
I'm not going to make any jokes.
You're going to say, is he still down there?
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't think so. I think they found him.
They found a guy in the bottom of our lake sometime after he died.
Lake Ontario? I'm sure they found lots of people at the bottom of Lake Ontario.
No, you go missing in Lake Ontario, they don't even look.
They don't?
You're going to be so
I assume
toxic.
that's what you meant by your lake.
No, sorry. Lake Wessel-McCoon where I caught it.
That's not a real lake.
Oh, sure. But they found him. He fell overboard who knows when, but he was wearing a pair of hip waders.
Oh, and they filled up.
I'm starting to get super Canadian. He's wearing a pair of hip waders.
Yeah.
And
They
so
filled
they just
up?
found his like chattering skeleton at the bottom of the lake.
Stop it. That's really creepy.
I know, probably not true either. Heretics and Killers, baby.
So, can we go back to, can we talk more about, when I think of heretics and heresy, right? Heresy is not really a crime you get punished for anymore.
Not anymore.
But a long time ago.
Yeah, back in Game of Thrones time.
Right. Heresy was something that a lot of people got punished for.
Hell yeah.
Galileo?
Did Galileo get punished for heresy?
Oh, yeah.
Was he guilty?
Well, he said that the Earth revolved around the sun, and everybody went, no.
The Earth revolves
are the
around
middle.
God.
And then they burned him.
Is that how Galileo died? He made a scientific observation, and people were like, that goes against the church's belief.
1,000%.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
And like fucking Milton was out there the whole time just writing, being like, fuck God. But he's doing it in poetry, so everyone was like, that's tight.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I imagine those two people existed at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think so, but...
I love how historical and accurate this podcast is getting.
So I had this thing. I wrote these notes. I said, the age of the Crusades, right? This is when heresy was like a big deal, all right? The whole purpose of the Crusades was that the people in the Holy Land were heretics, and they had to be cleansed from the Holy Land by the holy warriors of the Catholic Church to go in and get rid of all the heretics.
Righteous.
If you think about like knights and like they're riding horses and there's kings and they live in castles and they're like, like the Pope assassinates another Pope to become Pope, right? A lot of popes got assassinated.
Good.
But like just because somebody else wanted to be Pope.
Not so good.
Yeah. Like that doesn't seem like real life.
No, but it was.
But it doesn't feel like it was. Like, it feels like it's Game of Thrones. It's like from the mind of George R.R. Martin minus dragons.
Yeah.
Like, how is that? That doesn't, like, no. There wasn't, I don't believe that there was a time in our history where, like, kings sat in castles and, like, off with their heads and there were jesters doing this stuff and, like, I don't believe it.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Was it real?
I don't think that pervert George R.R. Martin just thunk it up. But he is a pervert, and if anyone could think it up, it's probably him. Like, I read all those books, and sometimes I was, like, anytime there was, like, a sex scene or he was describing someone erotically, I was, like, just picturing this fucking nasty old geriatric fuck just going, oh baby, and then the dragons were all like,
so when I think of this song, I think of the song title, I think of Heretics, like it makes me think of this time period.
Sure.
Right.
Specifically the Middle Ages.
Right.
Because that is not, I mean, the time period is never really
But because it
defined.
does not take place in that time period, right?
No.
When does it take place? Like 1986?
The time period is intentionally not defined, but if I had to define it for you right now, it's actually 1994.
94?
Keziah is Kurt Cobain.
No.
Some people think that Keziah offed herself. No. It was the church. And Courtney Love.
It was Courtney Love. Courtney Love got Keziah.
No, it's intentionally vague, right? Like the time period is not supposed to be defined. I had always pictured it like Scarlet Letter kind of fucking time period, which I can't even define in my head.
I feel like that's a Elizabethan.
Yeah. Hell yeah. For some reason, the floors are all hay when I picture the prison.
The floors are all hay?
Oh, yeah. Hay and mud. You know what I mean?
Okay.
What kind of prison do you see?
Oh, I just see it as like...
What are the floors made of?
Just stone.
Ah, shoot.
Just cold. Like stone. It's just cold and wet, damp, and stone.
The hay would really liven things up a bit.
Well, it would absorb all of that moisture, and then it would start to rot and mold.
So you wanted to know was that what that whole diatribe about popes and knights and stuff was about? You wanted to know the time period in which it was defined? Yeah, I don't know. If I had to guess what Arf was thinking, I would say probably 19.
The Renaissance?
The Renaissance, sure. Yeah. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. Like, I do remember him specifically saying, like, we don't want to define the time. We want people to sort of define the time within themselves. And then I sort of did it within myself. And you sort of described it best by saying, like, Elizabethan.
Sure.
But, like, that also puts it geographically somewhere, which is also intentionally left vague.
In Western Europe.
Yeah.
But probably not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it also possible that it could be in the future?
With the way things are going, hell yeah.
Is it also possible that it could have taken place in outer space?
Was it Christmas time?
I don't know.
Noël dans l'espace?
Does it matter?
I don't know. It's the only thing I know how to say in French. So, yeah, Christmas in space. Fuck, Fritzy. Golly.
I prepared a lot of stuff for this.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea what any of it is about.
Me neither. That's the cool part.
Does that make you mad sometimes?
Sometimes. It kind of sucks that I can no longer just like turn a riff and be like, yo, what are you talking about?
Why are you talking about this?
Because every now and again, like when you're on stage, like you sing a line and it gets stuck in your head, it goes over and over again. You start getting like thoughts about it. And there was a time where I could turn to him and be like, yo, were you talking about this here? And he would either be like, yeah, or he'd be like, no. And now I got to send him an Instagram message.
Well, so that's the thing. Like, can you ask him to send you like a book?
Yeah, like all his thoughts on the first
like
three records.
Book. It's like, hey, can you all the songs you wrote? Can you annotate all of those in a Cliff's Notes fashion for me? Because I get asked a lot of questions about these things, and I need to be able to answer them for people because I'm very uncomfortable when I don't know.
I'm not uncomfortable, though. I like it.
I think you like it because
ignorance
then you
is
don't
bliss.
have to talk about it. You'd be
That's
like,
true.
I don't know. Riffy did it. You just have, I don't know.
Yeah.
It gets you kind of off the hook.
You know what? I definitely know some things. I feel like I know some things that I wouldn't really talk about, like from singing the songs for years and years and knowing some fairly personal details about RF. And
Right.
I know some. I feel like I've gleaned a little insider information that is just like, I don't know. He was writing from his heart as he always does, and some of it I think is probably fairly personal to him.
Yeah. Well, I would hope so. And also, right, like, it's his thing. Like, you don't want to speak for him.
That's right.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, especially if I was wrong. Imagine.
Oh, God, that would be even better.
Oh, golly, if I was just out there.
That's what you should do.
I should just do it.
You should make up. Like,
Yeah.
you should annotate the lyrics based on stuff not at all related to it.
Be like, oh, I wrote this about one time I
Built a
fought
temple
his
in my
dad
life,
in the
and
garage.
it was all about Judaism.
You know, yeah, Arf and I actually built a temple. We built a real one. We raised it from the ground, baby. And guess what? The storm blew by. Knocked that sucker down.
We were 14. It was fun. We had blocks.
I saw, like, I just looked at the lyrics today and, like, was kind of just reading the comments on one of those lyric books.
Yeah.
And not lyric web pages is what I meant, not books. GeoCities. No. But some kid was like, does anybody else hear the Mortal Kombat sound right at the end, right before the end comes in, right into the like final sweeping part? And I was thinking about it for a second. I was like, oh, because I've been playing a lot of Mortal Kombat 3 lately. And
Is there
it's
a
like
Mortal Kombat sound in
when
it?
you select your player, it goes like, like it does something like that. There's like this fucking sound effect in it, and I definitely right before it goes into that, it's like a textbook of my history. It's like I just did it as a joke, and Juice was just like, I like that, and I was
We're
like,
leaving
me too. So it's a little buried in the mix, but it's there. And I wasn't referencing.
Mortal Kombat.
but it's almost the exact same sound.
You sure? Could it have been subconscious?
I mean, yeah, I played a lot of Mortal Kombat as a kid. I fucking sucked at it always, and I'm even worse now somehow. Probably that's where I learned how to make the hoo-hoo sound.
Probably.
So yeah, you're right. It's from Mortal Kombat.
I see this comment. After Rody says history for the final time, does anyone else think they hear the toasty soundbite from Mortal Kombat?
Are they saying toasty?
Yeah.
Toasty!
I guess, maybe.
Toasty! I'm saying hoo-hoo.
Hoo-hoo?
Yeah, I'm going hoo-hoo.
One of the comments says, this video made me go crazy. It was so kick-ass. Wizard of Oz plus protest equals too much goodness. We're going to talk about the video here in a second.
Yeah, I got a lot to say about the video.
Because you didn't write the lyrics, so you don't have a lot to say about that.
No.
Do you remember recording it?
Yeah.
You remember recording this specific song?
Yeah, I specifically remember the very end of it with the hoo-hoo. But there's like two vocals that go back and forth, right? There's the textbook, I'm a lying, dying, crying history. And then there's like a longer, drawn out vocal over top. They're both fucking me. I remember doing those parts specifically.
What was the room like?
It was Juice's booth at his farmhouse. It was nice. It was cool. And I was really just throwing those in last minute. Like I hadn't really written the vocals for the part, which is why the final lyric isn't included. Like, just hadn't fucking taken the time to write it yet. Like, we hadn't done it. And years later, I would start just screaming that over the end. It makes so much sense to just fucking, like, shout it over the end. And the final lyric is a time so full of life that I was anything but me. And it just works so perfectly over the last part. I don't know why it slipped my mind to not do that, but I very much remember recording the final stanza, if you will.
What were you wearing that day?
Wolverine t-shirt, tight ladies jeans, size 4, I believe, and my Pumas shoes, That information is accurate.
I'm sure it is.
It's not.
That was around the time when ladies' jeans were very popular with dudes.
Yeah, and I wore them a lot.
Yeah. What was your place of choice to get them?
Arif.
Oh.
He'd just leave them laying around the van, and I'd be like, mine. I don't know where he got them. Aritzia? Is that a store? Zoomies?
Zoomies?
I don't know. Is that a place? I'm just naming stores that I've heard of.
Yeah, Zoomies is a place.
I thought that was pronounced Zoomias.
I don't think so. We always just called it Zoomies. There was one at the mall by my house when I grew up, when I was in Oregon. And they sold snowboard gear and skateboard gear. What?
You were living in an Oregon?
I lived in Oregon from 1995 to 1998.
Which organ?
The liver.
I knew it.
Yep.
Living in there with the rest of the toxins.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never heard Zoomies said out loud, so I never knew.
That's what I just always called it. I don't know if that's where
I've only ever read it. I don't think we have it in Canada.
They sold snowboards and skateboards and skateboard shoes and snowboard
if they sell
pants.
Snowboards, we must have it.
Can we talk about the video?
Hell yeah!
How sweaty were your balls?
I don't know. They hurt right now, so it's hard to picture anything else.
You can't think back to when you were dressed up in that.
I can tell you this.
Flying monkey costume.
There is it was really hot. It was fucking horrible. And there is a time where Arif had to take his off to go piss. And Arif was always, from the time I knew him, he was the first person I ever knew that had BO. So he'd been wearing, and he was fastidious about it. He was always clean. He's always fucking wearing deodorant, lots and lots of it. Like, he had this one specific deodorant that he insisted was the only one that worked. I'm sure there were others, but so inside of that suit, there's nothing you can do.
Oh yeah,
right. You're just fucking sweating your ass off the whole time, and he needed help to get out of his suit because they did up in the back. They were fucking ridiculous, and he couldn't get out of them. And there were people working on the crew for the video, and they were taking shifts helping him get out of there, because when they opened it up, it stunk so badly they couldn't be in the room with him for more than like 10 to 15 seconds
like
at a time.
Liquidators
like,
at Chernobyl.
Shifts, just be like,
You can go in long enough to like scoop one brick off the roof of the building, and then you have to run away. The Chernobyl liquidators. That's
an incredible analogy. Yeah, he was very stinky that day.
Whose idea was it?
Interesting. You were talking about this gentleman in the fan episode, Fanny Soda. That's the weirdest part. You remember you were talking about Luke's Ibanez?
Yeah.
Video, and you were like, there's that really quirky guy that gets really obsessed with Luke's vacuum.
Yeah,
that's him. That's Mark Ricciardelli.
It was his idea.
Yeah. So he is the director. He directed Blindfolds Aside previous to that, and Heretics and Killers. He's done a bunch of our videos, and he's done a bunch of like everybody in that scene sort of videos. And we were doing Blindfolds Aside, and we were eating lunch. I still fucking remember it. We were sitting at these tables, and he was like, hey, I got this like really stupid idea, and no one will do it. We were just like, oh, what's the idea? And he was like, so the flying monkeys are out of work after the witch dies. And we were like, yep. Yep, 100%.
So, did he tell you who he pitched it to before he pitched it to you guys?
No. I don't know that he had necessarily pitched it, but he was
asking.
He was just like
Alexandria said no.
Yeah.
August Burns Red said no.
Well, it would have been Canadian bands only.
Oh, I don't know.
So it might have been Canadian. Like Boys Night Out or Alexis on Fire or something like that, because I believe he did videos for both of those bands. But I don't know that he had necessarily pitched them. But he was like sort of pitching us, being like, I got this wacky ass idea.
And you guys were like, fuck yes.
Yeah. So when it came time to.
It's a very clever fucking idea. Like, the premise is amazing.
I love it, man. I love the music video. I think it's fucking funny as hell. And I think Mark is a goddamn genius.
Has nothing to do with the song.
Okay. Oh,
right?
The music video?
Yeah.
No.
Nothing.
None
Nothing
of our music
whatsoever.
videos do.
Well, what the Clarity video does.
Sorta. Yeah. It's a lyric video, though, isn't it? What? I guess it's a music video.
Isn't it the one where the...
it's the LARPing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in Salt Lake City for some reason.
Yeah.
We have almost nothing to do with those music videos.
Yeah.
Interesting thing. So the people who flew us for that music video.
Where did you shoot it?
Toronto.
Okay.
Somewhere. Some warehouse in Toronto. I don't even know. The people who flew us for that music video dropped someone just a couple weeks later, and that person did not survive.
What? Like the people with the ropes?
Uh-huh.
They were going like,
yeah.
They dropped someone?
Yeah.
Oof.
That's according to my father.
Well, he knows.
He does know. He used to work on movie sets and stuff.
Yeah, he knows. He knows a lot of things about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he knew that. I don't remember what company it is, and it's good so that I'm not just fucking
calling them out on it. Like 20 years later,
because they were nice. Accidents happen, right?
Sure.
Especially when you're doing dangerous stuff like that. But like they were nice, and like I remember because they put this harness on our fucking waists.
Yeah.
Or what do you call that region of your body? Or dicks.
Yeah, your crotchal region.
Your crotchal
around
regions.
Your crotch and undercarriage.
Yeah.
And
And they were just like, yo, make sure that like none of these fucking lines are on your balls.
oh, yeah.
Like,
You'll lose your
because
balls.
when you go up, your balls will fucking explode.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, dude, sick. And while I was, Riffy used to have this like really nice, like light wood bass. It's the one he uses in that music video. And I was doing my flying scenes, which like, it happens for like a second in the music video, but like it takes hours and hours to fucking do. And, so he's leaves his bass, and this is not his fault in any way. I don't think it's my fault either, but yeah, I think he might have thought it was my fault.
Oh, no.
So he leaves his bass just on top of his bass head because he's like having a coffee, fucking probably grossing a bunch of people out while he's trying to have a piss. And I'm flying up in the air, but I got the microphone and the cord is on it.
Oh.
Some fucking how. Like, I don't fucking understand how it happened to this day. The cord, like, whips around the fucking neck of his bass and lifts it way up in the air and then just drops it. His bass fucking flies to the ground. I don't think it ever worked again. And it was a beautiful bass. It was one of the Spectres. Mm-hmm. Is that what that company's called? With PJ? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one that RF always uses, the Spectres, and they're gorgeous fucking basses, and that one was no exception. And yeah,
You killed it.
I think I might have.
You killed it.
I might have eaten some blame for that, but I don't see how that.
No,
could
it's not your fault. You wouldn't have been able to know it. If it's anybody's fault, it's the production people.
Mark Riccadelli and Simon.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do that stuff, make sure the set's like clear. And like, because what if that had been a small child instead of the neck of the bass?
That small child will be dead now.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Did you have to do a safety meeting?
No.
Even though they were putting you up on ropes and swinging you around, they didn't have a safety meeting?
Maybe. They might have just had us like fucking... I don't remember, but I feel like they would have sort of sat us down and just been like, hey guys, don't fuck around.
Yeah.
And maybe explained some of the precautions.
Was there a stunt coordinator on set?
I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe.
You're just the talent. You don't fucking
I feel like it was
know.
just two guys with a couple ropes and
boy.
a chassis. For a ball chassis. I don't know what chassis are, but I use chassis a lot.
Chassis is the thing at the bottom of a car.
Huh.
Right? Like the metal frame at the bottom of the car is the chassis. And
You know
put
what I
the
always
thing on
call a
top of it.
chassis, and it drives Cage nuts. Well, it was driving Des nuts from Des Finesse, from Good Tiger.
Yeah.
Let me just get...
You're gonna grab your example of a chassis?
This I would call a chassis. What would you call that for the people that can't see?
The thing that the mic is in?
Yeah.
Shock mount.
Shock mount.
Yeah.
Does that not look a bit like a chassis, though?
Yeah, it does.
And what's a chastity belt?
Chastity belt is the belt that you put on so that you can't have sexual relations.
But it's kind of just like a big chassis.
I mean, kind of. It's a big metal belt.
That's why I was calling that fucking thing that they put us in, the harness, a chassis.
Oh.
Because I was thinking it was a chassis belt.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Are you hearing what I'm saying? Chassis belt?
Yes.
Okay.
Instead of chastity.
Yeah, that's right. I'm saying it.
Chastity
right.
is... I think it's funny that chastity is... when I think of the name chastity, I think of a stripper.
Okay. That seems counterintuitive.
Right? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
But do you know a lot of chastities? A lot of chastities running around?
There's a band called Chastity. It's Robbie Williams' brother.
Robbie Williams has a brother?
Well, not Robin Williams.
No, Robbie Williams.
Yeah, not the guy from Take 5.
What?
My friend Robbie Williams.
Who's that?
I don't know why you...
The British guy?
No. He went to Anderson.
Oh.
Just a year younger than me. Nice guy. You'd like him. He got me tickets to Paramore. Beautiful seats.
Yeah? Did you have fun at Paramore?
Did I have fun at Paramore? Yes. The answer is yes.
Okay.
I fucking had the best time of my life. They're one of my favorite bands, and they put on such a good show. Hayley Williams is the fucking best front person that exists. I'll fucking fight people.
Ever? Or just currently?
I don't know that there has ever been better.
Freddie Mercury?
Freddie Mercury? Shoot. Yeah, he's pretty good. But no, she's fucking electric, dude.
Oh, yeah.
She's incredible. Absolutely entertaining performer. The way she's fucking bouncing around on stage, dancing, and the vocals she's producing while she's doing it are absolutely stellar. I honestly don't know that there's a current person in that same fucking field that comes anywhere close.
Do you think you should pitch to Paramore to do a remake of the Heretics and Killers video where they...
Would we call it Heretics and Killers?
Yes, something like that, and they dress up in the Flying Monkeys costumes?
Could we call it Heretics and Killmores?
Okay.
No, I don't think we should do that.
Oh.
I think we should leave Paramore alone.
Why?
Haven't they dealt with enough?
I don't know. Have they?
I don't know.
Huh.
No, I don't know. I don't want to bug them.
Is Hayley Williams? That's her name, right? Hayley Williams.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember that she was very good friends with Taylor Swift at one point.
Yeah, I think even now still.
Still?
Yeah, they're going on tour in Europe.
Kind of goes through, like, her little clicks change, I think, over time.
I don't know.
I don't know.
She's Taylor Swift. She's one of the most famous people on earth. It's probably hard to keep regular relationships with people. Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for Taylor Swift for being as down to earth as she is in her situation.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably not down to earth, but that's okay.
She seems like she's a pretty-ish normal person.
Yeah, what's normal?
For what, like, I have a game. Do you want to play a game?
Oh, yeah. I was going to make a game today, but my balls hurt.
I know, and you just cried and you said, looking up things on the internet is too hard on my balls.
I should just watch American Gladiators on YouTube all day.
What you did?
Oh, you bet your fucking ass I did.
I thought you were going to watch Naked and Afraid XL.
You know what? I've not caught up on the latest Naked and Afraid XL, but yeah, the entirety of American Gladiators is on YouTube.
That's pretty great.
You bet your butt it is. You bet your little ball hairs it is. I want to play your game.
So, considering that the video for Heretics and Killers is Wizard of Oz related,
oh yeah,
I have a bunch of Wizard of Oz trivia for you.
I know a lot about this movie, I think.
Do you?
Oh, let me just adjust my fucking words.
Do you need to go get like a bag of peas?
No, I'll ice them afterwards.
Some later.
Well, I'm wearing like fucking weird compression shorts to keep them in the same spot, and sometimes they sort of shift underwards.
You should get a jock strap.
Yeah, no, they said to get on the information packet, it was like, get a pair of scrotal support underpants that we sell downstairs, and I was like, fuck you, try and fucking sell me something. And so I didn't get it, and then I called the oncologist yesterday. I was like, how much pain is normal, and how long should it go on for? And she was like, are you wearing the scrotal support underwear? And I was like, no. And she was like, it could be a couple weeks, buddy.
Which song was almost cut from Wizard of Oz?
Could it possibly be Somewhere Over the Rainbow?
You are correct.
Yeah.
Louis Meyer thought the song was too sad and wanted to cut it from the movie.
And Judy Garland fought for it, didn't she? I know. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
What I'm thinking of is that fucking Christmas song that she was like, change these fucking lyrics. This is the saddest thing I've ever heard. I forget which one it is.
Why does Miss Gulch take Toto?
Okay, so she is the witch. She's
choices.
The witch in the real world. Let me just try and figure it out. She's the witch in the real world. Why does she take her, though? Okay, give me the choices.
Dorothy doesn't have a dog license.
Okay, no.
Toto bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
What are the names of the farm hands on Uncle Henry's farm?
Oh. One of them's named Hank, I think.
Close. Not Hank.
Yeah, because that's a short form for Henry, so... Okay, let's do the... Do you have choices?
Yep,
or?
I got choices. Are they Hunk, Zeke, and Hickory? Jed, Jethro, and Buddy? Larry, Daryl, and Daryl?
I think it's the first one.
Jim, Frank, and Harry?
I think it's the first one because you said Hunk and Hank is close.
It's Hunk, Zeke, and Hickory.
That's incredible. Hunk, Zeke, and Hickory. Hickory's a fucking name, dude.
So
you're from the old world.
So they match up to, right? Their alter egos are in Oz.
Right.
So they're the Scarecrow, the Cowardly Lion, and the Tin Man.
Hickory being a type of, like, stick.
Mm-hmm.
Zinc being a metal. And what did you say the last one
Hunk?
was? Pussy?
Hunk?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I know it was Zeke. It wasn't Zinc.
What was used to simulate snow in the poppy scene?
Soap.
Soap?
Yeah.
No.
That's what I said. No.
Your choices are asbestos, powdered sugar, salt, or cornflakes.
Based on the time period, I'm going to say asbestos.
100%.
Yeah. 100%.
The snow wasn't the only asbestos-laden element of production. The Wicked Witch's broom was made of asbestos, as was the entire Scarecrow outfit.
Oh, my word. Like, what is asbestos, and why at that time period was everyone like, asbestos is just making everything?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? I thought it was like a sprinkly little white substance.
Well, yeah, it's a thing it's like a material you can make stuff out of and like cover things in and whatever. It was like fireproof and like whatever, but when
gives you
when it
mesothelioma.
breaks down, you breathe in the stuff and it gets in your lungs and it's bad.
That's very good. That's very good.
How much did the Munchkin actors make per week?
Oh, this is tricky because they were not treated very well. And there's a whole bunch of bullshit about, like, people, like, there's all sorts of accounts that people are like, oh, they were drunk and they were, like, pinching Dorothy's bum and stuff like that. None of that was fucking true.
Correct.
But what did they make? I don't think they made very much, but I couldn't give you a specific number.
$50 a week.
Well, what's inflation like? What did Dorothy make?
Toto made $125 a week.
Oh, my word. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's fucking despicable, dude. What the fuck?
What inspired Frank Baum?
Yeah, Frank L. Baum.
Yep.
The journalist, by the way.
L. Frank Baum. Frank
Yeah,
L.
okay.
Baum. Frankenbaums. This is my
Frankenbaums.
favorite cereal.
Yeah.
To name his magical land Oz.
I've read the book.
Mm-hmm.
It's very different.
Mm-hmm.
The slippers are not ruby red.
Nope.
And there's another land that they go to that is not included in this that has these people that are made of like fine china, and the witches like smash them. They're tiny little. Yeah,
So fun.
the book, and it's anyone that's listening to this that fucking wants to like read something that's quick, fun, and interesting. It's very fast. It's a very quick read. It's a lot of fun. He was like a fucking journalist, so it's like he was very to the point. Anyway, What was the question?
Why is the magical land named Oz? Why did he name it Oz?
If I had to guess, I would say something about Osmandius. I don't know. I have no fucking idea.
Do you want choices, or do you want me to just tell you?
Just tell me.
His filing cabinet. He had alphabetical divisions of stuff, A through N, O through Z.
O through Z.
Yep.
Oz. Beautiful.
That's too easy.
Ask it anyway.
Okay. What group of munchkins gave Dorothy a musical welcome to the land of Oz?
We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, and in the name of the Lollipop Guild.
Yeah, that's
Fuck, I don't know, man. We'd like to welcome you to Munchkin Land.
What makes a wicked witch melt?
Water.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm so knowledgeable, baby.
What's the name of the fortune teller Dorothy meets when she runs away from home?
Ooh, that's a good question, and he's the wizard, too.
I've got you four choices if you want them.
Yeah, I do want them.
All right. Professor McGonagall, Professor X, Professor Higgins, or Professor Marvel?
Higgins, I think.
Unfortunately, you are incorrect.
It's Professor X?
It's Professor Marvel.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Putting Professor X in there was so clever of you.
Yeah.
Because is a fake answer, sounds like a fake answer, and then it makes Professor Marvel sound like a fake fucking answer.
Yep.
God, you're brilliant and handsome.
I didn't even make it up. This is just a trivia I found online.
You piece of shit.
What is Miss Gulch's first name?
It's like fucking old ass person name, like Bronwyn or Gwendolyn or fucking Gertrude.
Is it Evanora, Maleficent, Elphaba, or Elmira?
Now, Elphaba is the name of one of the witches in Wicked, which is a book that I also read. So I think that's there to trick me. What did you say the other ones were?
Evanora, Maleficent, or Elmira?
Maleficent is the name of the witch in Cinderella, so no. Evanora. I'm going to say Elphaba.
No, it's Elmira.
Fuck! Fuck, I could have got there. I eliminated it, and then because you were chuckling, I was like, oh, he's chuckling because I'm wrong here.
Wizard of Oz was nominated for 6 Oscars, but it did not win Best Picture. What beat it? And I'll give you choices if you want.
Please do.
Citizen Kane, Wuthering Heights,
Wuthering.
Casablanca, or Gone with the Wind.
What is Heathcliff? It's me, Kathy. I'm home. I'm home. Let me into your. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Do you know what that song is?
No.
Heathcliff, it's me, Kathy. Come home. Come home. Let me into your.
What is that song?
You know that song?
I don't.
It's Wuthering Heights by Kate Bush.
It is?
Yeah.
That's not the correct answer.
A delightful. I'm picking that one because Citizen Kane.
No, it's Gone with the Wind.
Fuck! You know what? That's what I thought in my head as soon as you asked the question. And then you said Wuthering Heights, and I could only think of that Kate Bush song, which is a delight, that song. There's the catchiest chorus to ever use the name Heathcliff in it.
Right? What did they use to simulate the Tin Man's tears?
Does he, in the movie, he cries oil, doesn't he?
So is it crab blood, coffee, machine oil, or chocolate syrup?
I imagine it would be coffee.
It was chocolate syrup.
Okay. Now, is it true that the first Tin Man died because they painted him with lead paint?
That's correct.
That is true.
He didn't die, but
he
he had to stop, and they had to replace him because he got so sick.
What a loser.
What's Dorothy's last name?
Hamill. Who is Dorothy Hamill, and why does that name come to my mind?
Dorothy Hamill was a gymnast.
Why do you know that?
Because she was very famous in the United States.
Why do I know it?
Because she was very famous in the whole world. She was an Olympian.
Oh. Did she win?
Yeah.
Any Academy Awards?
No, not an Academy Award.
Fuck. What a loser. She ever try and kill someone?
I don't think so.
My favorite Olympians are also attempted murderers.
You know her last name, right?
Dorothy.
I'll give you choices if you want them.
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Baum, West, Gale, Lamore.
You know what? I think it's Gale just because of wind and stuff like that and Gone with It, but
You're correct.
yeah, otherwise I wouldn't have known
Gale.
it really.
Do I have any other questions? Let's see. I think I might have one more.
Heathcliff, it's me, Kathy, I've come home. God.
What is the final line of the movie?
You were there, and you were there, and you were there. I don't fucking know.
There's
I don't know any
place.
line.
There's no place like home.
Oh, she says it like as a nice thing to be like, it's so nice to see you, Auntie M.
Yep.
There's no place like home.
That's exactly what she says.
Really?
Yeah, she says, "Oh, Auntie M, there's no place like home."
Now, am I mistaken in thinking that Auntie M and Uncle Hank are kind of fucking dicks?
100%.
Like, in my head, I'm thinking back in that song, and they're being like, fuck you, Dorothy, you little fucking asshole. And she's like, I need to go run away with my dog.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gets caught in a hurricane, and they're like, even when she wakes up, they're like, get back to farming, Dorothy.
Right? Yeah.
You've got some chores to do now. I wish I had spoken a transatlantic accent, don't you?
It's time for chorin'.
It's time for chorin'. What is a transatlantic accent? It's just a made-up Hollywood accent.
Mm-hmm. It's meant to be like a mix between a British accent and an American accent. It's like when you think of Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Franklin Delano? I don't even know. I can't even say that name. Delano.
You know what I mean when you think of what's his name from MASH? Did you ever watch MASH?
Yeah, of course.
Winchester, Major Winchester. How he talks like,
yeah.
he's got it's like fancy East Coast socialite accent.
Course.
That doesn't,
but it also has a little bit of a drawl to it.
But it's not like, it's not American. It's not British. It's like the accent of the rich. I feel like.
I like to think of like Jesus coming down from the heavens. I don't know what the fuck direction I was going with that. I'm so sorry, man.
I like to think of Jesus coming down from the heavens. And when Jesus comes down from the heavens, he's got these huge burning angel wings.
Oh, fuck.
Right?
Do you know angels are a bunch of eyeballs?
What? Angels?
Yeah, they're supposed to be a bunch of eyeballs.
Angels are? They're just eyeballs?
Yeah, that's what the Bible describes them as.
Really?
Here's my question. What's that got to do with heretics and killers?
Well, heretics are people that go against religion. So is what you're saying heresy right now?
No, it's biblical.
Okay.
Technically, like the little cherubs you see fucking painted in Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel and all that shit, that's heresy.
Okay.
Bible describes fucking angels as terrifying creatures.
Yeah. I think the Bible describes everything as terrifying.
Yeah.
There are basically no good times in the Bible.
No.
There's nothing in the Bible that was like, well, they just spent a nice Saturday sitting on the porch watching the sun go down.
I was flipping through a Bible at a funeral not too long ago, And like the only part I really know how to find my way to is like the Revelations, and specifically Revelation 13:12, which is like talking about the beast, right? Whenever I get a Bible in my hands, I like to flip to that part and just start reading about the beast because it's all fucked up and like brutal and shit. And my mother-in-law was like, "Oh, what are you looking for?" And just be like, nothing.
You don't want to be like, the devil?
Because I was very clearly just like on the hunt for something.
Right. She's like, what are you looking for?
Exactly. She was like, not in a weird way. She was just like, what are you after here? And I was going, oh.
You're like the Samuel L. Jackson speech from Pulp Fiction.
I imagine a lot of people know that in Ezekiel, right?
Yeah, but it's not actually there.
Oh, no?
No. Ezekiel 25:17, the path of the righteous, that's not actually in the Bible.
Shoot, dude.
Because I looked it up because I thought it was fucking badass and I wanted to look it up and it's not there.
Should we answer some Discord questions or something like that? I feel like we haven't.
Sure.
Or do you have anything else about Heretics and Killers? I feel like this is like pretty loose.
I don't have it. We talked about all the things. I mean, I don't want to get too fucking political, because I have some thoughts about religion and stuff like that, but it's not really about that on this. You know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you something. If we're going to be flying off the handle here and, venturing away from PTH from time to time, I have a very interesting interview that I'm going to do.
Okay.
And what I want to do is I want to do it separate from you and then just show it to you.
Okay.
And just have you like weave it into an episode. I'll do 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes with this person. It's going to be, it'll have nothing to do with Protest the Hero, but it might be very, very interesting. And I'll just send you it, or like
Sure.
you could give me the Riverside fucking passcode. We'll slip it into an episode.
Okay.
I think that's going to be horny as hell.
I think that's great.
I want to surprise you with it.
Okay.
I don't really want to do it without you because I'm scared.
You should do it.
But I do think it's funnier if you get to witness it. Also, I'd like to say to the people that listen to the podcast, I feel like not enough people are taking the Halloween costume element of the costume
The Halloween is for Always tour.
Yeah. I feel like people aren't taking that seriously. Like my wife saw Skur Lizzie the other day in Toronto. Skur Lizzie, wonderful person. But she said, hey, you going to the show? And Skur Lizzie was like, yeah. And Cage was like, what are you going as? And Skur Lizzie was like, what are you doing?
What are you talking about?
And that scares me that people don't think that you're supposed to get dressed up.
Yes.
You got to get dressed up,
Get dressed
dudes.
up. Please.
If you don't get dressed up, the whole thing is going to be fucked. It's going to be fucked.
so awkward.
Get your tickets,
It's
too.
like the one person, like when the one person who dresses up for Halloween comes into the office and nobody else is dressed up.
Yeah.
Don't make Rody be that guy.
If you're going with like a crew of people and you got the cool guy there that's like, I'm not going to wear a fucking costume. I'm going to wear my fucking jeans. Fuck that person, man. I'm not. Don't fuck them. But like, convince them. Please. For me.
Blue Sky wants to know if you can somehow release the Doo-Wop-A Rim Bim anti-Cliff Bar song somewhere sometime.
Yeah. The song about how I met the Sasquatch, the instrumental, Yeah, I could figure out a way to get that done. It's a good song.
One of the best lines the funniest lines I've ever heard in my entire life is in that song. So I'm pro that song.
What one is that?
It's you should know what you're fucking eating, you stupid fucking Sasquatch or whatever.
You should know what you're allergic to, you
stupid fucking Sasquatch. It's real good.
That is actually a pretty good song.
It makes me laugh every fucking time I hear it. Are we still gonna get an Ayati Potty release?
Oh yeah, that's after you and the Please and Thank Yous,
Yeah.
where I take punk songs and make them crappy little acoustic songs.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
Okay. You did a lot of them, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you never released any of them?
No, I put them on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
But it's all live vocals and kind of crappy.
Suburban Dave wants to know what your favorite dinosaur is.
Fictional or non-fictional?
Doesn't say. Just
Fictional,
says favorite dinosaur.
Probably Pyrosaurus. That's in the new one. Or the Pyroraptor, sorry.
Oh, in the Jurassic Park?
Yeah, he's swimming around. He's cool,
Okay.
I think. But for reals? Probably the Parasaurolophus.
Yeah, I don't know what that one is either.
Oh, you'd love them. They're harmless. They're like dino cows. They're the cows of the dino world. They have a crest upon their head. It's thought that maybe they made a sound with it. They communicated with it, maybe.
Do you think you could take it in a fight?
No.
Okay.
I think they're harmless, but I think it would murder me.
My favorite dinosaur, I don't know what it's called now because dinosaurs when I was a kid had different names than they do now.
I think Brontosaurus is back, dude.
Is it?
Yeah, I think they found like a different sauropod.
Oh.
And they went, we'll call this one Brontosaurus.
Okay, good, because I like Brontosaurus. That was my favorite
I could be
one.
wrong about that stuff, but I feel like that's right.
Didn't they change it? Like it became like Diplodocus or something?
Diplodocus, yeah, or Diplodocus.
Yeah,
depending on
Diplodocus probably
if
is
you
a
want
better way to say it.
put the emphasis on the wrong syllable, but yeah, I don't know. I think Diplodocus probably existed before, and they were just like they got the heads mixed up or something. Thought they had a whole new dino.
J Bear says the last time I saw PTH live was at Mojo's, which is now the Forge in Joliet, Illinois.
Ooh,
I
always thought that place was pronounced Joylet.
Joylet?
Yeah.
Joliet?
It looks like it's pronounced Joylet, doesn't it?
It does.
It's spelled just like toilet with a J on it.
The I is on the other side of the L.
Like, I knew where you were talking about, but I've never heard that pronunciation. I've been there a bunch.
Does Joliet Jake from the Blues Brothers?
Oh, never seen it?
No.
Is that an indie film? You and your buddies?
Film?
Yeah, you and your buddies make that?
Yeah. When you played a live in Boston, which I didn't know you guys played live.
Yeah, we did that on a whole tour.
God, that would be great. I love that song.
It sucked the joy out of the room.
Did everybody get sad about it?
No, just everybody was like, oh. Like, nobody gave a fuck. It just, like, the whole room just went.
Oh, that's too bad.
It was fucking weird.
You brought up two fellas who were dressed alike, board shorts and tank tops. One was much larger than the other. The larger one sang and the smaller dude did some growls. Were they a part of some contest?
No, that was Mark and AJ. They're from Joylet. No, they're from Chicago. But Chicago's close to Joylet, as you know. But they're the dudes that did those parts on the record. They were the Indiegogo contributors. Yeah. And they came up and sang their parts. And they're fucking amazing.
Will PTH ever do another live album like Gallup Meets the Earth?
We did the Keziah X.
Yeah.
And it's way better than Gallup. I watched it, a couple months ago. For whatever reason, I went through it and watched it. It's fucking way better than Gallup. It's awesome. I really had a good time watching it as well, which is weird.
I feel like...
Maybe narcissistic.
I feel like with the technology today, like recording a live record off of like Jonah could just
Jonah records the audio of the set every night.
So the material is all there. If you wanted to just like go, oh, hey, this tour and cherry pick like this performance from this show and this performance from this show and whatever ones that you were like, yeah, these are this is the best take, right, of this song from this thing.
That's a fun idea.
Put it together and go, here's the fall Ontario live thing. Buy it, everybody. Now, pay me.
Could do that. I don't know what platform you'd release it on, other than YouTube or like our other one. Keziah's on VHX, right?
Oh.
And it's like I don't really know.
I would just think
what the fuck that is.
Like just audio.
Oh, you wanted
Like just an audio record. Like not a video. Just like a live album.
That's a good idea.
You know?
It's a great idea. I actually really like it. I think it's a lot more involved than just putting it out there, because we'd have to get it mixed and mastered and edited and shit like that. But it's highly doable.
Much easier in this day and age to have the content to be able to do something like that than, say, 20 years ago, where recording the front of house, like from the mixing desk, was not as easy, right? You had to have like DAT machines and shit. Like,
I think that's a really good idea. Fuck, that's a really good idea.
Let's see.
So come out to these shows, because you could be on the record. We're making a live record. The Halloween is always. Halloween is for always tour. Come on out. Yell out at us, because there's going to be a lot of talking in between songs, too. All of my best bits will be there from the tour. I'm going to fucking do it. I don't care.
Lefty156 wants to know if you've ever watched any of the Key of Jeebs videos.
Yes. I did it live on stream one time, and I donated money to his coffee.
That's correct. That's exactly what Jesse replied in the Discord. Jesse's on top of it.
I love watching him. He's awesome. And very complimentary.
This may have been answered or asked recently, but I can't seem to find an answer. Kane wants to know, is PTH on a label currently, or are you still self-releasing?
I don't know. Last time we were on a label,
of stuff, right?
It depends on the territory. Yeah. Spine Farm is the one in the UK that's, I think, still got some rights to us, which is unfortunate to say the least. But outside of that, I think we've fulfilled all our obligations to labels, and it would be silly to sign with any label ever again for anyone.
Watermark Missing says the last two shows you played are wildly different.
Yes,
you just went from a floor show with no stage back in April to a festival with what seemed to have literally all the space in the world available to you. What's that like? Do you get lonely up there with all that space? How much do you like having all that room for activities? Do you change up how you perform festivals? I like how he slipped in the Step Brothers. All that room for activities.
And it's true, too. You have to... Like, I know there's bands that just stand and deliver no matter what they do, but I feel obligated to fill the space. I'm like a gas. I got to fill the space of the container I'm in.
Oh, yeah, you're very gassy.
So I'll do, well, yeah, that too. I got to fucking do a lot more jump kicks and spin kicks and running around and all sorts of stuff. Whereas, like, floor shows and, like, small club shows, I feel a lot more content to just stand, put my hands on the microphone, and deliver with some intensity. So the other thing is, like, you got to be kind of careful at floor shows because you can't fucking hear yourself. Like, even if you're wearing in-ear monitors, for me anyway, like, I can't fucking hear a thing that's going on. So I end up going over top and screaming the shit out of the whole fucking set, pushing it the whole night through. And then I wake up the next day and can't fucking speak. Whereas with the, like, big stage, you can hear too much almost. Like, you're really far from the audience, and it can be very isolating and make you feel very vulnerable because you're standing so far back from the PA, and, like, you just got your stupid little in-ear monitors on. You're going ding, 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 ding.
And you just hear yourself.
Yeah.
Just, like, so much of yourself.
That is an interesting observation, though, that we played a fucking floor show to 200 people and then a fucking festival huge show to like $5,000.
I've seen videos of like Metallica playing, and like when I saw Metallica in 93, 93, like it was a big stage, but it was like basically one big long stage, right? Yeah. Now, like, each member of the band has their own stage,
Well,
And, like,
they have to be separate because of infighting.
yes, but like I look at it and like you see people like filming like where Kirk Hammett's standing over here, and you can't even see like James Hetfield because he's so fucking far away. Like in those situations, you have to be on in-ears, and if you're having in-ear problems, you're never going to hear. Like, you're too far away to hear the drums in time. There's too much space.
That's true.
It's bonkers.
We should call this episode Heretics and Filler.
Yep, that's correct.
Because there's a lot of fucking filler. Sorry.
I'm just asking. Hurricane Dane says, how serious are we about Halloween costumes? I think you answered that. Fucking wear your costumes.
Serious.
How do you use rat cum while still being discreet?
It's tricky. How do you discreetly slip rat cum into each one of your conversations? Yeah. Carefully.
Am I allowed to wear a mask?
That's a good question. I'm going to say yeah. But please don't fucking shoot me.
And then Lefty replied to that, said, if the answer to the previous question is yes, is there a problem if the masks are made of flesh?
No.
So
mask isn't mask.
Okay.
I want to figure out like a cool merch item that's like really cheap, but that people can have in the audience that's like fun. You know, like just like, you know, those big fucking, like a big paper head of like some of the guys in the band where you cut the eyes out and you can hold it over your face. Or
yeah. So like people who like don't dress up could feel like they can like get
they could have a little
something to have.
Or maybe like one of those little like fucking masks that you wear in that
like in a
horny movie. What's that horny movie where a bunch of rich people have a big orgy?
Yep, Eyes wide shut.
Eyes wide shut open. But like a mask like that, but it looks like a fucking flying monkey mask.
I think that would be great.
You know, something like that.
I think if you do that, then Heretics has to be on the fucking set list.
Yeah, well, do you know where this song lies on the songs of our fucking best songs of our catalog on that Reddit?
Do I know? I could look.
Yeah, I know.
You do?
Yeah.
Where is it? Like 193.
Number
two? Number two. Behind what?
Clarity.
Wow.
It's weird. I you know what? That's good. That's good with me. I think, sure.
I don't know. I feel like...
Here's another thing that I want to do for the Halloween is for always. And this is one thing that is going to have negative financial outcomes for me. So it is of zero benefit to me. I ran this by Cage and she was like, not enough of your fucking audience wears Crocs. But I want to have a take a gibbet, leave a gibbet box at merch where I'm just going to buy like a huge box of gibbets. And then fucking you can have one if you want.
Well, you gotta leave one of yours.
You gotta leave one of yours.
Oh man.
Is that cool?
I think that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, take a gibbet, leave a gibbet. And they'll be my personal gibbets. So maybe there's a take box and a leave box so that I can like sift through your gibbets, see which ones I want for the next day.
I gotta sift through your gibbets.
So maybe there is a benefit to me sifting through gibbets. So maybe that is the benefit to me, is that I get to...
You get to just have your...
You get a new gibbet. Yours are probably all worn out.
I don't have any gibbets.
You don't have any
I don't have a single gibbet.
None to your name?
No, I don't have a single Croc. Well, that's not true. I have Crocs, but they're like fabric ones. They're not...
Yeah, you don't need to have real Crocs. I'm not trying to fucking advertise for Crocs right now.
I have like a... They have like the Croc sole, but they're like fabric shoes on top.
Those sound kind of nice.
Yeah, but
we'll have to get you in some real Crocs.
My feet get a little slippy in them, and then I fall down.
Well, do they have sports mode?
I don't think so. Like a thing on the back to hold them on?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So I'm gonna outfit you in some real deal Crocs. I know your shoe size. Don't worry about it.
My little neighbor across the street came over and he was showing off all his new gibbets. He's like, I got a bunch of new ones. Check them out. He's 10. He loves them.
Yeah, I love them too. I only wear 2. Tim and Sandy bought me 2 Jibbits. One's a beer and one's a peach.
I think it was great. It is the best invention for Crocs. Yeah. Like, it turned Crocs from being like, oh, that was a fun fad, and now they're going away, to like, fuck, we're dying. We need some Jibbits. Yeah. Stick things on them, and now they're completely relevant again.
You know what I want to get for mine? The 2 LED lights. They're Jibbits, but they're LED lights that go on the tippy toes. Always see where you're going.
So you don't stub your toe in the dark?
Yeah, and that's a real thing. You know what? Our fire pit's a ways away from the cottage. I gotta light it up.
Yeah.
And I think they also make, like Ben was telling me, they make a Bluetooth speaker that's also a Jibbit.
I think you could make anything into a Jibbit now.
Hell yeah.
You know what they could totally make into a Jibbit?
What?
One that says, eat shit and go fuck yourself.
Yep. I'm old Cheesy.
And I'm old Fritzy.
And fuck you, baby!